the lesson why do we need a parliament. So I have explained you what is parliament means. It is not completely told to you right now, but in the process of reading the lesson from the textbook we will come to know what is parliament exactly means. But we have seen the introduction of the words like democracy and government. Why our participation means the participation of common citizens is important in forming a government, and what the role the citizens play in a democracy, that also we have learned yesterday. And we have learned the meaning of universal adult franchise, correct? So today further we are moving on. So we will be reading about the election process, number of seats from the Lok Sabha, number of seats from the Rajya Sabha, and what is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha means. That we all are going to learn today. So for that I am going to share you first the PPT. Okay, in the PPT it is mentioned that you have to read from the page number 34. I will share you the textbook with you from the page number 34 till the end of first paragraph on page number 39 we are reading now. So that book I am going to share with you. The topic from the lesson, the role of the parliament. आता तुम्हाला पार्लमेंट हा शब्द बऱ्याचदा येणार आहे, तर त्याच्यात मी तुम्हाला आधी एक कन्सेप्ट देते ज्या पिक्चर मध्ये मेन्शन केलेला आहे या बुक मध्ये. सो इन द पिक्चर 1 व्हॉट इट इज मेन्शन, आय विल झूम इट लिटिल बिट. Now see in the picture 1, the above picture, the Parliament of India, that is Sansad, is the supreme law making institution. It has two houses, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So this is our Sansad Bhavan, and we have seen the symbolic representation of that in the yesterday's lecture, why people are holding that building, why it is in hands of people, because we are the most important part to play in forming a government. Okay, so the picture is of Sansad Bhavan, that we call it as parliament. Now if you see the picture number 2, which is here to your left hand side, it is a picture of Rajya Sabha, that is Council of States, with a total strength of 245, is chaired by the Vice President of India. So this picture is of Rajya Sabha. So you have to remember these terminologies now, because these words will come again and again while reading the content from the textbook. Now in picture number 3, it is Lok Sabha, that is House of People, with total membership of 545, is presided over by the speaker. Means the speaker will sit over in this chair where I am pointing out. He will be the head of that parliamentary house or Lok Sabha. He will be sitting here. So if you see the difference between Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha here, what they have mentioned. In Rajya Sabha, they have specially mentioned in the bracket that it's Council of States. But for Lok Sabha, they have not mentioned anything in the bracket. That is only the House of People. There is a difference between Council of States and House of People. So what is that difference? We are going to read it in the content. So do remember these words: Parliament of India, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So I will be now reading the content from the textbook. Created after 1947, the Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that the people of India have in principles of democracy. These are participation by people in the decision-making process and government by consent. The parliament in our system has immense power because it is the representative of people. या पार्लमेंट मध्ये कोण निवडून जाणार आहे? पार्लमेंट म्हणजे काय? राज्यसभा आणि लोकसभा या दोन सभागृहांचं मिळून पार्लमेंट बनणार आहे. आणि राज्यसभेत काउन्सिल ऑफ स्टेट्स आहेत आणि लोकसभेत रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह ऑफ पीपल आहेत. So that is why they have said this line: the parliament in our system has immense powers because it is the representative of people. That is why this line is very important. You should keep always this in mind. Elections to the parliament are held in a similar manner as they are for the state legislature. So we have learned about the MLAs. MLAs कसे इलेक्ट होतात? तर विधानसभेच्या निवडणुका आपण त्याला म्हणतो, तेव्हा MLAs निवडून येतात आणि ते स्टेट लेवलवरती काम करणार आहेत. The Lok Sabha is usually elected once in 5 years. The country is divided into numerous constituencies as shown in the map on page number 41. Each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament. The candidates who contest elections usually belong to different political parties. Now, in this one sentence only, there are many words. You might not come to know what is the meaning of this. आता candidate म्हणजे काय? Who is going to participate in the process of election? Who is going to contest that election? सो ही विल बी द कॅन्डिडेट. म्हणजे आपल्या वॉर्डातून एखादा नेता उभा राहतो की नाही इलेक्शनला, आणि आपण त्याला जाऊन व्होट करतो, त्याच्या नावावर आपण सील करतो. सो दॅट पर्सन वी आर कॉलिंग इट ॲज अ कॅन्डिडेट. हू कंटेस्ट इलेक्शन्स युजली बिलॉंग टू डिफरंट पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज. सो दॅट कॅन्डिडेट माइट बी फ्रॉम एनी पार्टी. So you know few names which are existing in our India. Shivsena, Rashtravari Congress, Congress Party, Bharatiya Janata Paksha. So those are all political parties from which these candidates may contest in the election. Now on page number 35, there is a table given. So here are the names of parties mentioned over here. Bharatiya Janata Party, in short we call it as BJP. Number of MPs 303. Number of MPs means member of parliaments, and these member of parliaments are getting elected every after 5 years, and they are going to represent us in the Lok Sabha. So do keep it in mind, the difference between MPs and MLAs also henceforth. Okay. So भारतीय जनता पार्टीचे किती आहेत MPs? 303. इंडियन नॅशनल काँग्रेस INC, INCचे किती आहेत? द्रविड मुनेत्र कनझम याचे किती आहेत? 24. So this is a chart, in short the chart of MPs elected from different parties is mentioned in the chart. So if you see the count, total count over here, it is 543. Correct? Got the answer? How many members should be there in the Lok Sabha? It's 543 in the Lok Sabha. Okay. Plus 2 are there that we will come to know about it. So these questions are also important. So the photograph on page number 28 shows result from the third Lok Sabha elections held in 1962. Use the photograph to answer the following questions. So you have to read that and then you will answer these questions. Okay. Okay, see here. Now again, there is a result of 15th Lok Sabha election in May 2009. So how many parties? There are national parties, Bahujan Samaj Party, that is BSP, and how many member of parliament elected and represented in the Lok Sabha? It is 21. Okay, Bharatiya Janata Party 116. Then Communist Party of India 4. See, this table we are not just reading for the sake of understanding the numbers. This will help you out in the coming content of the textbook. Who can form the government? Government कोण बनवू शकतं? कुठली पार्टी बनवू शकते? Yeah. These numbers are not only for the sake of numbers. So once you come to know what I'm going to talk in further discussion, why these numbers are very important, looking at the numbers, you will be able to find out which party can form a government. Okay, for that purpose, these numbers are very helpful to us. So we will see that how these numbers are helpful. So once elected, these candidates become members of parliament or MPs. These MPs together make up parliament. Once election to the parliament have taken place, the parliament needs to perform the following functions. आता तुम्ही रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह निवडून दिले, ते पार्लमेंट मध्ये गेले, त्यांनी MP म्हणून आपलं पद स्वीकारलं. Once this, then what is their duty towards the nation, towards the people, or towards the people who made them representatives? That we are all going to learn. So the first process is to select the national government. Parliament of India consists of President, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. हे दोन houses आहेत main. This is also very important sentence. Okay. Parliament of India consists of the President, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. This sentence is very useful, helpful, very important. Keep it in mind, this first sentence which I have highlighted. After the Lok Sabha elections, a list is prepared showing how many MPs belong to each national political party that we have read in the table. For a political party to form the government, they must have a majority of elected MPs. Since there are 543 elected plus 2 Anglo-Indian nominated members in Lok Sabha, to have a majority party should have at least half the number, that is 272 members or more. आता आपल्या लोकसभेत किती सीट्स आहेत? 543. 543 सीट्स आहेत म्हणजे काय? थ्रू आउट अवर कंट्री देर आर 543 कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीज. जसं मी वॉर्ड म्हणलं होतं काल, शब्द वापरला होता. तर देर आर सच 543 कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीज थ्रू आउट अवर country, and from that each constituency one MP will be elected and he will represent us in the Lok Sabha. म्हणून त्याचे 543 सीट्स आहेत. आता 543 सीट्स हे कोण कोण जिंकणार, म्हणजे इलेक्शन मध्ये पार्टिसिपेट करणार आहेत? तर बऱ्याच पार्टीचे लीडर्स कंटेस्ट करणार आहेत हे इलेक्शन. पण मग गव्हर्नमेंट कोणी फॉर्म करायचं? 543 मधले कुठल्या पार्टीला किती सीट्स मिळालेत हे तुम्हाला या टेबलवरनं कळेल. आता या टेबलवरनं आपल्याला समजायला पाहिजे की कुणाला मेजॉरिटी ऑफ वोट्स मिळालेत, कुणाला मेजॉरिटी ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीज दे हॅव गॉट, they won those constituencies. So looking at this, we come to we are easily know that it is 206 won by National Congress Party. So whether this party can form a government or no, not yet. कारण तुम्हाला गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर्म करायला 272 सीट्स लागतात आउट ऑफ 545. कारण हे 543 प्लस हे 2 मेकिंग 545. सो 545 सीट्स मधनं तुम्हाला गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर्म करायला 272 सीट्स लागतात किंवा त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त. म्हणजे त्याला म्हणतात क्लिअर मेजॉरिटी. जसं बीजेपीला 2014 मध्ये क्लिअर मेजॉरिटी मिळाली, वेअर दे वोन मोर दॅन 300 सीट्स. सो दे कुड फॉर्म द गव्हर्नमेंट विदाउट एनी कोॲलिशन or without asking any other parties to join to make the government. Okay. The opposition in parliament is formed by all the political parties that oppose the majority party. आता ज्या पार्टीला 272 वोट सीट्स मिळाले आहेत, they have won those 272 seats, they can form the government. But what about the rest of the parties? ते जरी जिंकून आले आहेत तरी ते गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर्म करू शकत नाहीत, कारण ते मेजॉरिटी पार्टी मधले नाही आहेत. तर गव्हर्नमेंट मध्ये ते येणार नाहीयेत का? तर येणार आहेत, पण दे विल बी इन अपोजिशन. अपोजिशन पार्टीचा रोल सुद्धा खूप महत्वाचा असतो. दो दे आर नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ ऍक्च्युअल गव्हर्नमेंट हु इज रुलिंग ऑन दॅट कंट्री इन दोज इयर्स, बट दे विल बी द पार्ट ऑफ अपोजिशन पार्टी. ओके. The opposition in parliament is formed by all the political parties that oppose the majority party or coalition form. The largest among these parties is called the opposition party. म्हणजे 543 मधले आपल्याला असे डिवाइड करायचे आहेत की एक पार्टी गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर्म करणार आहे आणि उरलेल्या सगळ्या पार्टीज विल बी इन अपोजिशन. इन शॉर्ट इट इज लाईक दॅट. ओके. One of the most important function of the Lok Sabha is to select the executives. Now we have learned the 3 organs of government. Now once these member of parliament are elected, what is their most important function is to select the executives. The executive, as you read in chapter 1, is a group of persons who work together to implement the laws made by the parliament. कारण पार्लमेंट का इम्पॉर्टंट आहे हे आपण आधी एकदम इन यस्टरडेज लेक्चर वी हॅव लर्न इन द इंट्रोडक्शन that all the decisions are taken over here, all the laws are made over here. So for that parliament is very useful and very important. Once the laws are made by the representatives, who will execute them? Who will see that the people are following it or no, or who will present those? That is all the second organ of government, that is executive. This executive is often what we have in mind when we use the term government. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the ruling party of the Lok Sabha. ही लाईन सुद्धा खूप महत्वाची आहे. This is also a very important sentence. Okay. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the ruling party in Lok Sabha. From the MPs who belong to her party, the Prime Minister selects ministers to work with her to implement decisions. आता इथे her शब्द वापरलाय because at that time a female or a woman was the Prime Minister of India. That is why her is used. Now it is Narendra Modi. So he will be the leader of the ruling party in Lok Sabha, and he is the Prime Minister. These ministers then take charge of different areas functioning like health, education, finance, etc. So you know there are many departments in the government which has to work on their own fields. Means जसं transport आहे, then telecommunication आहे, finance आहे, foreign security आहे. These are all different departments that do exist in the government that administers our country. Okay. And these ministers are selected by the Prime Minister. आणि हे मिनिस्टर कोण असणार आहेत तर ते इलेक्ट होऊन आलेलेच असणार आहेत, who has won that election and contested and won and then represented in the parliament. Oftentimes in the recent past, it has been difficult for a single political party to get the majority that is required to form the government. They then join together with different political parties who are interested in similar concerns to form what is known as coalition government. आता एखाद्या पार्टीला 272 सीट्स नाही मिळाले, पण तरी सुद्धा ते मेजॉरिटी मध्ये आहेत, बाकीच्या पार्टींपेक्षा त्यांना सगळ्यात जास्त सीट्स त्यांना मिळालेले आहेत. तर अशा वेळेस काय करू शकतो, जेव्हा 272 पेक्षा कमी आहेत, in that case they can call other parties to join and can form a government that we are going to call it as a coalition government. coalition government मध्ये एकच पार्टी नसते, तर त्याच्यात एकापेक्षा जास्त मे बी 2 किंवा 3 पार्टीज एकत्र येऊन गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर्म करतात, कारण कुठल्याही एका पार्टीला मेजॉरिटी मिळालेली नाही. Okay, they have not won the 272 seats exactly. So they have to coalesce with other parties to form a government. Now look at this picture. These two buildings at the Central Secretariat, the South Block and North Block, were built during 1930s. The photos on the left is the South Block, which houses the Prime Minister's office, that is PMO, the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of External Affairs. The North Block is the photo on the right, and this has the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Home Affairs. The other ministries of the Union government are located in various buildings in New Delhi. म्हणजे हे एका फक्त डिपार्टमेंटचं ऑफिस आहे, कारण आपल्याला देश चालवायचा आहे. So there could be many ministers and executives who are working in this building for us. Okay, now we are going to talk about the Rajya Sabha. We have just seen about the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha functions primarily as the representative of the states of India in the parliament. The Rajya Sabha can also initiate legislation, and a bill is required to pass through the Rajya Sabha in order to become a law. आता हे आपण ज्युडिशरी मध्ये शिकणार आहोत. हे याचा अर्थ काय, राज्यसभा, व्हॉट इज द रोल ऑफ राज्यसभा. ओके, it therefore has an important role of reviewing and altering, if alterations are needed, the laws initiated by the Lok Sabha. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of legislative assemblies of various states. हे मी तुम्हाला concept clear करते when we are going to learn the PPTs. There are 233 elected members plus 12 members nominated by the president. So you have to keep it in mind. Now to control, guide and inform government. Now if I talk about in short what all they are going to do to control, guide and inform the government, कोणाचे हे सगळे ड्युटीज आपण लर्न करत आहोत. तर जे इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स आहेत ते कशा पद्धतीने काम करणार आहेत. To control, guide and inform government. The parliament while in session begins with a question hour. मी तुम्हाला काल जसं म्हटलं होतं, तुम्ही तसं एखादं लाईव्ह सेशन बघा, तुम्हाला ते कळेल म्हणजे हाऊ इट वर्क्स. The question hour is an important mechanism through which MPs can elicit information about the working of the government. That is a very important way through which the parliament controls the executives. By asking questions, the government is alerted to its shortcomings and also comes to know the opinion of the people through their representatives in the parliament, that is the MPs. Okay, means in short here, what does they do? They discuss the questions, they discuss the problems, they want to sort it out. They will have a debate on that in the parliamentary house, and then the law will be made accordingly. So this is, they call it as question hour. So where they are discussing that, they are call it as a question hour, or they call it as a sessions. In sessions, these question hours do happen. They highlight drawbacks in various policies and programs of government and mobilize popular support for their own policies. So this is their role. To control means to discuss, to debate, to guide, means how that could be executed, the law, and inform the government what are the problems in those laws which are passed by the government, what correction should be made in those laws. This is all discussed there in the question hour. Okay, that is why I highlighted that word. Now here there is an example of question asked in parliament. This you can read it at home. This is how the parliament works. They take the issues put forward and discuss, debate, and then the law get passed in that. If I get time, I will read that. Okay. The government gets valuable feedback and is kept on its toes by the question asked by the MPs. In addition, in all matters dealing with finances, the parliament's approval is crucial for the government. This is one of the several ways in which parliament controls, guides, and informs the government. The MPs are representatives of the people, have a central role in controlling, guiding, and informing parliament, and this is a key aspect of functioning of Indian democracy. So this is the way, this in short, what how the government works or functions. Representatives will debate, discuss in question hour, then guides the executives and informs the parliament or inform the government what correction should be made. All this will be discussed. So this is very important content of this paragraph. And we have to read the third important work. What they do? Lawmaking. Lawmaking is a significant function of parliament. We shall read about this in next chapter. So A, B, and C, that is all the role of the parliament. I'm going to read it out the first again. To select the national government, that is the first role of the parliament. Second role, to control, guide, and inform the government, that is the second role. And the third role that we just learned, that lawmaking. These are the three roles of the parliament, because our heading of the lesson is why do we need a parliament. पार्लमेंट काय काय करणार आहे, तर पहिलं पार्लमेंट गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर्म करणार आहे. करेक्ट. Once the government is formed, they will guide, they will control, and they will inform the government how it should function, what correction should be made. And the next is lawmaking. So this is very important part. Now I am moving on to the PPTs. Okay. So why do we need a parliament? The role of the parliament we have just read: to form a government, to control, the guide, and inform the government, and third is lawmaking. Now this we have read the content from the textbook. Now these are the points which are made easier for you. The elected candidate becomes a minister of the respective council, that is Vidhan Sabha on the state level, and Lok Sabha, that is on the country level, that we call it as a central government. India has 543 constituencies, म्हणजे ज्याला आपण प्रभाग किंवा वॉर्ड म्हणतो. Each constituency is represented by one seat in the Lok Sabha. आता इथे लोकसभा, राज्यसभा हे वर्ड लक्षात ठेवा. डोंट गेट कन्फ्यूज. These are two different levels of government. So you have to be very specific. 543 कुठे आहेत? 543 हे लोकसभेत आहेत आणि 245 कुठे आहेत? ते राज्यसभेत आहेत. 543 plus 2. So total 545 in Lok Sabha and 245 in Rajya Sabha. Get it very clear. Don't get confused over here. Each constituency is represented by one seat in the Lok Sabha. This is the country level government along with two other nominated seats. The Lok Sabha has 545 seats. The political party that wins a majority of these 545 seats, that is 272 seats or more, forms the government. मी जसं तुम्हाला मगाशी सांगितलं, हे तुम्हाला कळायला ते टेबल खूप युजफुल होईल. सो जेव्हा तुम्ही या पीपीटीज वाचाल, कीप युअर बुक रेडी विथ यू अँड डू रीड दोज टेबल्स. So that will be helpful to understand what does all this mean. Why they need a 272 seats. If they get less than that, they cannot form a government. So they have to call other parties to join and form a coalition government. However, many a time, one single party does not win 272 seats by itself. This is what I just said now. In that case, parties can form coalitions with other parties or independents to get the required 272 seats. The parties plus independents that did not form the government are in opposition. So here the three words are very important. Majority party which forms the government, the other parties which have won less seats, they will be in opposition. Then coalition government, when there is not exact majority, two or three parties come together and form the government. So these are the three different terminologies which are very important you to understand. The opposition plays a very important role because they are still representatives of their constituencies. They are the ones who keep the ruling party in check. म्हणजे काय? आता ते निवडून गेलेत त्या कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी मधनं, that representative is elected, he won the election, he is the member of parliament, but he is not the part of government. Okay, so in that case they are the ones who keep the ruling party in check. जरी ते अपोजिशन मध्ये असले तरी त्यांना कमी महत्व आहे का? नाही. They are very important part to play. They keep ruling party in check. Okay, but what if the majority is so strong that it starts making unilateral decisions that are against the interest of the minority? Remember the very basis of our constitution, equality for all. आता majority party ने government form केलं, they started taking decisions, but those decisions might be only in favor of majority, but what about the minority? So we have to think about the minority. That is why the opposition party is also very helpful, which keeps a check on the working or functioning of majority party or the government. So that is why they have mentioned. Remember the very basis of our constitution, that is equality for all. So we should not ignore the minorities. We should also hear their voices, their opinions, everything. दिस इज वाय द राज्यसभा एक्झिस्ट. आता राज्यसभेचा रोल आला इथे. आपण आतापर्यंत लोकसभेचं बोलत होतो. आता आपल्याला इक्वॅलिटी पाहिजे, मायनॉरिटीला सुद्धा तेवढंच महत्व द्यायचंय आपल्याला. तर त्याच्यासाठी हिअर वी आर गोइंग टू इंट्रोड्यूस नाउ द राज्यसभा कन्सेप्ट, व्हॉट ऑल इट इज. This is why the Rajya Sabha exists. The Rajya Sabha has 245 seats. 12 of these are nominated by the president. The other 233 are the elected by the elected officials of the Vidhan Sabha. Actually, for Rajya Sabha, there is no such election process. What is there for the Lok Sabha? राज्यसभेची वेगळी इलेक्शन्स, ऍक्च्युअल इलेक्शन होत नाहीत जी लोकसभेसाठी होतात. देन how these members are selected or elected? These are elected by the already elected representatives of Vidhan Sabha. Got it? So this line is very important. हे कोण लीडर आहेत? हे मेंबर्स कोण आहेत? The other 233 are elected by the elected officials of the Vidhan Sabha. So do remember this. The state level Lok Sabha. Therefore, the state level representatives elect the country level ministers of the Rajya Sabha. No law can be made without the approval of the majority in the Rajya Sabha. Some laws require 2/3 approval of the Rajya Sabha. म्हणजे जेव्हा एखादा लॉ आपल्याला कंट्री लेवलवरती पास करायचा आहे, we have to consider the opinion or the decision of the Rajya Sabha also. We cannot ignore. Without the approval of Rajya Sabha, no law can be passed. So before passing any law, it should be approved by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha along with the other house, that is Rajya Sabha, together becomes the parliament. Now have you understood what is a parliament? Yesterday someone was asking me what is parliament, and I have shown you the pictures today in the beginning of the lesson which is there in the textbook. So these two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, it forms a parliament. Okay. Between the 545 Lok Sabha seats and 245 Rajya Sabha seats, the idea is that as many groups of people across castes, genders should be included. This is also the very important part. Okay, so in Rajya Sabha, why there are 245 seats? In Lok Sabha, why there are 545 seats? So this is for the inclusion of each and every means each and every community or each and every group across the country. Okay. To accommodate this inclusion, a certain number of seats are reserved for people belonging to disadvantaged or underrepresented group of people. In this also there is a reservation for those group of people who are disadvantaged, means they might be living in any rural area or they might be not having those infrastructure available for them or the sources available for them through which they can contest the election. So for those such group of people there is a reservation in the process of election to accommodate them. Okay, that is why we need a parliament to have our representatives voice, our opinions and question decisions made that might not go with our idea of society. So this is all about the parliament, about Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Okay. So have you understood the concept of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha? And for to understand what who can form a government, you have to read that table. Again, I am repeating it. That table will help you out everything to understand what is 545 seats means, what is 272 seats means, who can form a government, who will be all in opposition. That table is very useful. Don't just look it as that is a number. It is not a number. You have to look at those numbers and understand who all can form a government.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.